Good morning. It gives me great pleasure to be with you all at the 5th BW Hotelier Indian Hospitality Summit and Awards 2020, with Reimagining Indian Hospitality as its theme. I extend my heartiest commendations to BW Hotelier because it's absolutely a Herculean task to do such a virtual summit, defying all odds and with multiple, I think almost 200 plus speakers and an audience across the world. I'd also like to congratulate the entire Indian hospitality industry for showing their amazing spirit to fight these challenging times and to show absolutely the most amazing spirit across the country. Hoteliers, restaurateurs, vendors, suppliers, culinary experts, and every single team member across all the companies that are represented here today have stepped up and reimagined Indian hospitality in 2020 and beyond. When I look back to March 2020, for me personally and for our company, Apeejay Surrendra Park Hotels, it was a complete high. We were very excited, and I was particularly proud that our team at ASPHL had achieved at what we had achieved over the past few years. In March 2020, we were looking at 22 hotels with 2,000 rooms owned and managed, and a very healthy pipeline of about 1,500 rooms that were under development. Across our three brands, which are the Park Hotels, the Park Collection, Zone by the Park. And I was particularly also, and I have been proud of the way that both the Park Hotels as well as Zone by the Park have made a very distinctive identity for themselves and being uniquely Indian brands that have developed over the past over 50 years. Our recently acquired Fleury Swiss confectionery business was also doing exceedingly well. And we were in the middle of a roadshow in order to do our IPO, which was just 3.5 to 4 weeks away. All that came crashing down on March 24th, and we had to pivot ourselves completely and pivot the business completely. From running a 24/7 business to staying at home, from 90% occupancy to zero. It's been a huge learning curve. So obviously the first thing the teams started doing was looking at what we were doing internally, and of course there were a lot of firefighting in the early days. Now that we look back, it seems almost like a surreal dream. And at ASPHL, we looked at our 7 brand pillars and looked at reimagining, resetting, and restarting those. So, really deep diving into those 7 brand pillars during the lockdown, what we were going to do then, what we were going to do as the opening happened. The opening, of course, has become very gradual, and there are new things that we all have to be responding to every time and every week and every month. So our teams really looked at each customer point and to see how we could continue to deliver our anything but ordinary experiences. Design is in our DNA, and the new ways of operating in this new normal are inspired by a brand pillar of 360-degree design. We use design to rethink all our customer experiences and introduced, of course, QR-based menus, contactless interactions, and payments, as well as the health and hygiene shield program. So really using design in a very unique manner to look at the entire customer experience and customer interaction. We really realized very quickly that we need to reach our customers to where they were. Ruling India's nightlife and entertainment scene for almost 50 years, made our teams very anxious to continue with that live experience, which was so intrinsic to our brands. Some, like Someplace Else, which is a live music venue in Calcutta, just celebrated their 25th anniversary last year. So that brand went out and did for their anniversary parties an online function had about 35 artists, And through this events and the kind of the spin-offs after that, they reached over 300,000 music lovers across India and the world. We also wanted to take some of our other brands out right to the customers' homes. And one of those was kind of a music event curated around Aqua, which is our glamorous poolside venue. We've now had about 20 DJ sessions which go out every Sunday, and they're out on SoundCloud and Mixtape, trending and with some great music which anyone can listen to at home. Another pillar is delivering food reimagined, and certainly all of us have had to reimagine our food and beverage business in this pandemic. So there are deliverables and deliveries during the lockdown, immunity boosting recipes. Chefs were engaging with all those type of things, and then going forward, taking a more deeper engagement with sustainable food sourcing and sustainable living from some of our food brands. F&B teams have worked very hard on some of these things, which will be rolled out in the months to come. Fleury's, our 90-year-old Swiss confectionery, was faced with its closure of all 40 of its outlets in Calcutta. But they quickly realized there was a huge market in delivering all these essential commodities such as bread and cakes directly to customers. So they started a business, and I think they had only one day in lockdown, and the business has run very successfully throughout these past few months. One of these things is communication that is essential during this time such as this. Our guests and teams have been constantly talking to each other, sharing stories, guests posting, missing the park videos. And we like some of them so much that we started creating a quarantine chronicle on social media, which shares these stories, because we can see that our customers are social beings. They want to be engaged. They want to come back and experience the brand in multiple ways. And I think that's very important for kind of an urban brand such as ours, that you have that engagement. We've built that over 50 years of hospitality, and that's something that people want us. They want us in their lives. That our teams worked to help those in need, particularly in the first few weeks and months of this pandemic. As we all know, all over the country, industry has come across to help those. But I'm particularly proud of something that we call the Park Heart of Hope, which is a neighborhood service initiative to support senior citizens particularly. And I think our team, starting in Bangalore and then Hyderabad, realized that senior citizens could not move out of their houses, and they needed help to buy medicines and groceries and food, and they were necessarily locked off and cut off from the community they lived in. So our teams proactively reached out through people that they knew, and then that set it off. And that was, I think, a very unique space to help people in. And of course, we were doing giving free food to workers, to frontline workers, to people who were just passing by, poor laborers, and also giving clothes and food to different communities that we found that had not been touched by let's say, the government machinery. So I think that was very rewarding to see that. And in doing this, we also came across a community in Bangalore, which actually were migrants but couldn't go back, and they actually work in removing rubbish and garbage. And the Bangalore hotel of ours is continuing with that project, and that's going to be something that they will do as part of their CSR going forward. And it was a kind of a very marginalized community that was found 150 meters away from the hotel. And so it was really good to see this, not just within our companies, and everybody was just going out without being asked and without any kind of, let's say, a corporate program to do it. So we left everybody to do what they could in every single community that they were in, and I think that has been really rewarding. So these are some of the actions we've taken at the Park Hotels, and I think What has also been very good is that on a national level, it's been very gratifying to see the entire industry working together, both at the center and at the state level, and really sensitizing people to the economic losses, the job losses. And I think for the first time, we see a kind of a deeper understanding of the industry. It's not complete enough because as we all know, we've received some support. But it's certainly not enough to counteract the severe shock that the travel and tourism and hospitality industry has faced and is facing. I think as we open up, there will be many more pain points and many more issues that we will face in the next year and a half. And I think we all will have to continue to work together, and there's much work to be done to make this a healthy and sustainable industry. I am, however, an optimist, and I believe in this industry. I believe in the people who are the pillars of it, which is all of you. And I believe in all your creativity, your intelligence, your resilience. Many of us have faced tough cycles in the hospitality business. And we know that we have to keep on working at it. We know that we have to learn the new norms. We know that we have to adapt quickly and just persevere. And I know that we will succeed eventually, all of us. But we just have to keep on at it. So at this time and success, I would like to celebrate the success of the BW Hotelier Awards. This is the 5th edition, and I believe there's a record number of 900 nominees for this year's awards. I think there's a jury of about 36 members across India, and they've had a tough time looking at all those 900 applications, sorting them out, and using a very rigorous methodology to announce the winners, which I think are going to be happening all through the course of the week. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But everyone is a winner. I think we must celebrate all the 900 people. And, obviously an award ceremony can only choose a few, but everyone needs to be celebrated, and everybody in the hospitality industry needs to be celebrated. So thank you once again, BW Hotelier, for creating this absolutely unique platform for the industry. My congratulations, and I think, and thank you for inviting me to be a part of it. Thank you all.